Sharp Game here, back again with another video coming at you from ChooseYourRelationships.com off of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. And you know what? I get a lot of emails from guys, and they talk about how they basically, you know, got married and their whole life was, centered around the wife. So after 15, 20 years, sometimes longer, they get a divorce, and now, you know, they lose 80% of everything they worked for all these years. In some states like, California, you could lose up to 80% of everything. So some guys, they have to start over. They lose. The wife takes the house because y'all got kids for the most part, and you know if you have more than one car, she'll take one car. Y'all split the cars or however they want to do it. Then you pay spousal support, and you 9 times out of 10 you're gonna pay child support. And this one guy, man, I'm gonna read to you what he said, because if you get with the wrong woman or just surround yourself with the wrong people in general, it can really uh, damage your life. I mean, sometimes destroy your life. And some guys I know never recover from situations like this. This is what he said. He says, I'm old now, and I got nowhere in life because I committed myself to one person who wasn't committed at all. I had to break it off, and just like he said, it took me 3 years to finally realize it was all up to me. I broke it off, man. I made the decision knowing that I had to deal with the pain and grief. There is no shortcut. I allowed myself to grieve. It hurts, man, but fuck being broke, man. For those lonely guys like me, if you want woman company, go on Twitch or YouNow. There are women there. They'll talk to you. All you have to do is give them likes. My favorite is Elena Live from Twitch and Morana Mona from YouNow. They don't tell me to get some retarded job so that I can support them. No, I have to achieve my dreams and become who I want to be, not a slave man. I want to earn my keep the way I do it. I'm a young gun on the blaze to glory. Then he said, P.S. I just beat the shit out of myself with my own fist and smashed my fucking head on the metal lockers because, like a dog goes back to its vomit, I did the same shit. I warn anyone who read this shit, forget her. Fucking forget her. If she walks, talks, and acts like a surrogate, she's a cheating, gold digging bitch. So, guys, I get emails like this all the time, and people leave comments like this all the time on videos, man. Guys will, try to impress women. They, go out of their way to do stuff for women, and the women don't appreciate it. And here's the deal. I'm not trying to say you shouldn't buy stuff, cars, clothes, houses, all the material stuff. I'm not saying you shouldn't get it, but don't floss. If you're gonna buy shit, buy it because you want to buy it, not because you're trying to impress a woman. See, that's the mistake that a lot of younger guys make. And that's the same mistake that I made when I was in the 20s because nobody told me that. I learned it through trial and error. But, I wasted years of, I just felt the need that I had to impress just some people in general. It's much bigger than a woman. It was much bigger than a woman for me. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that, you know, this my journey was much bigger than just women. I never looked at women like, I have to be with a woman or, it's nice for a woman to be around, but my thing is I've always been um I've always been a moneymaker. That's been my goal was always uh try to make as much money as possible. And that way I'll have more options to do what I want to do and hang around the people that I care about and want to be around and try to make a difference all at the same time. That's always been my goal. And women just came about by default. So I never really um, having a bunch of women around me wasn't like a goal of mine or anything like that. That was just something that just came up by default, you know. But the mistake that I made is I thought like most guys, if if I have a nice car, clothes, jewelry, um, house, that somehow, I would automatically get the baddest chick. You know, I wouldn't have to talk very much or, you know, all I would have to do is just show up or just showcase what I got, and she would automatically be interested in me. And it doesn't necessarily work like that in that order. Now, you can get women by flossing or trying to impress them. There's a certain group of women that you can get like that way. But the problem with that is we all have good times and bad times. And as soon as things start not going so well with you and her, she's probably going to leave or she's going to be looking to opt out. And if the most women that I ran into over the past, I don't know, 20 years, they don't really care about stuff. Now, the younger girls in the like 20s, like say 20 to 30 age range, now that stuff turns them on, because if you got a nice car, jewelry, clothes, I mean, you dress well, you speak well, you know, that stuff might turn them on, because they aren't developed yet. They're still young, and a lot of young girls just don't know no better. They just don't know no better. And the younger girls are easiest to smash because they get turned on by, anything that's superficial and shallow or whatever. You can basically sell a young girl a dream, and she'll just open her legs on the fact that you talk good game, or you just talking some shit that she want to hear. So just on that fact, the average young girl will open her legs up wide open, because they just don't know. They don't have enough life experience. So that way of thinking and talking and stuff that they see on television, that turns the young girls on. But women that's in the 30s range, now that's a little bit different, because they think a little bit more. And and on the other side of the coin is a lot of girls in the 30s, say 30 to 40, a lot of them been ran through because these are the same girls that were in the 20s. And see, a lot of the girls that's in the 20s, they don't. If you tell a lot of them that you got a business or you own something, or maybe you offer or something like that, that's not going to really turn them on in the 20s. But in the 30s, it will, because most of the women, they want a guy that's stable or consistent or whatever. So if you say, hey, I got a business, I wrote a book, I own something, that means a lot to them. That's like cha-ching. That's like, oh, he's consistent, he's serious, he's on purpose, he's striving to live his life, he's. Or whatever. But the problem with the women in the 30s is they've been ran through. So that's the thing, you know. But some of these women, a small percentage of these women, will let you trick off on them, or they'll let you. They'll try to turn you into a trick. That's happened to me at least 2 to 3 times that I can remember. Where this is why you don't floss. This is why you don't try to impress women with material, cars, clothes, jewelry, any of that stuff, because how you come in is how you leave. For the most part, that's usually how it is. So don't start flossing. Don't start talking about what you got, any of that talk, because I'm telling you, it's just not gonna go. It's not. It usually doesn't go that well. But I know there's some guys out here that's just tricks, and they're gonna just be tricks forever. But if that's not you, if you don't want women to just flock to you because of stuff and materialism and cash and all that stuff, don't try to impress them. Just be you, whoever you are. It's nice to have stuff, but get that stuff because you want to get it, not because it looks good. It makes you feel better when it gives you more attention. Forget all that crap, you know. Because if a woman gets with you, or even if just people in general, if they start hanging around you just from material gain, well, they're gonna leave eventually, and then you're not gonna have. You might have one or two people left out of everybody. This has happened to me because everyone likes having a good time. When you're having a good time, everyone's gonna be around you. You're gonna have too many people around you. Everyone's gonna be calling you. Hey, what's up? What's going on? What you doing tonight or whatever? But as soon as you lose your job, you lost a contract, your business goes under, you, I don't know, break your leg, or you get sick for a long period of time, a lot of people are not going to be rocking with you no more. They're going to be like, oh, call me when you feeling better. They're not going to come and see you. Call me when you feel better. Call me. I'll talk to you later. That's what you're going to get. And some people are just not going to call at all. And if you call them, they're not. A lot of people that you call that you've been hanging out with all this time, they're not going to pick up the phone as soon as they find out what happened to you. You might have wrecked your car and it's total, and now you got to get another car. As soon as they find that out, they're not gonna. Some people not want to. They're not gonna want to hang with you just because of that. So, and all this has happened to me. I mean, and I kind of played myself one time because all these new people that was hanging around me, I thought they were cool, and I was back to the same people that I've been around all my life, damn near. my closest friends that I spent the least time with and my cousins. They was back there because they know me the longest and they actually really know me. And I've known these people like damn near all my life. And we're from, the same neck of the woods, same place. We have the same, um, ideas, perspective. I mean, our families know each other. So a lot of that stuff makes a difference. But, you know, it takes time to get to know new people. I mean, a lot of new people that you're gonna run into, they have their own hidden agendas most of the time. So it's just a waste of time trying to impress anybody, especially today. You know, and see, another problem with trying to impress women is a lot of women are juggling multiple guys. So if you're flossing, there's 9 times out of 10, the women that are around that the women that get your attention, 9 times out of 10, she got another guy that's flossing too. So the person that flosses the most wins. So you're in competition with a flosser. So, you know, it's just not a good idea. you know, it's just not a good idea, man. But one thing you have to realize is a lot of women will try to turn you into a trick. This happened to me. Kind of happened to me. I kind of got caught off guard with this because I never really had. This was an older woman too at the time. I was like 20. I had to be about 28 at the time, and she was about 42. She was about 42. So one day, I remember this like it was yesterday. I was driving and I got a text, and it was her, and I read it, and she was like, "Hey, I need what she said. First, she said, "Hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. You know how they do. Try to just try to soften you up. You know." And then she said, this is the thing that went over my head. She said, "I need a job, right?" So I wasn't really thinking. She had a job. She was already employed. But see, when she said she need a job, I'm like, "Oh, what happened to your job that you had? Last time we talked." And she said, "No, I'm trying to get my hair fixed. So, uh, how much is it going to take for me to do what I got to do to get my hair fixed?" So I kind of like, I was driving, so I didn't really put too much thought into it. So I was like, I think by the time I got home, by the time I pulled up in the parking lot where I used to live, I was like, I don't know about that. So probably like an hour later, I sat down and I just went back through the text, and I was like, wait a minute, this chick wanted me to trick off. That was the first time. That was the first time it happened. And the funny thing is, this chick, I hit it once, twice. I hit it twice. She said it was the best sex she ever had, which I was like, oh, whatever, you know. Okay, you guess you probably tell every guy that. I don't know, you know. And the second time it happened, this was like I didn't get caught off guard this time because it was kind of like it happened before, so it wasn't like I was surprised. But this time, this is how it went. It was a chick that I just met. She came from California, LA to be exact. And I kind of knew, I didn't know for sure, but I thought this chick was married. I thought her and her husband was separated. Maybe they was going through something at the time. And um, I don't know. I didn't know if the dude. I didn't really know if they were living together or not. I don't know, But she lived way on the other side of town, from me, probably like 40 minutes away. So I was like, you know, I, I was just having a good time. I was just doing some shit. I wasn't really thinking. I was just having a good time. I was working. I was taking classes. So I didn't really have time to put a lot of thought into what she was doing or her situation was. So what happened is one day, because she used to always come over to my house. So we used to go out whenever I made time. We used to go out, have a couple of drinks, go back to my house, and tear the room down. You know. So I think the next day, right? She called me and she started talking about a computer. And she wanted to, she said she was thinking about getting a computer, because the computer she has is died on her and everything. So she was like, hey, I gotta get a new computer. I'm going to this store. And she was like, because she knew at the time that was my major, computer science, you know. So she kept talking to me about the computer, blah blah blah, this and that. So I said, hey, that sounds like a good idea. So so she went to the store, uh, and she called me. I guess she called me like 3 hours later, and she put the guy is a salesman at the store. She put the salesman on the cell phone on the phone to talk to me, and he was telling me all about this computer, this desktop computer, giving me all the info about it and everything or whatever. So he said that the computer is $600, 650, right? So he got off the phone, gave her the phone, gave her the phone back, and she was like, "Yeah, yeah." She said, "You think it's a good deal?" I said, "Yeah, yeah, it sounds like a good deal, you know, yeah." And she was like, "Yeah, yeah, I think I want to get it, right?" So I kind of got things kind of got quiet for like I don't know, maybe 30 seconds. So I was like, "Hey, I gotta go." So this chick wanted me to buy the computer. She wanted me to buy the computer. And check this. Let me tell you the reason why I knew she wanted me to buy the computer. Because we had plans to see each other later on that day. And once I told her I had to go, I see you later. About 20 minutes later, upon hanging up with her, she sent me a text saying she got to cancel. We got to cancel. We got to get up another time. And I never saw her again since. I never saw her again since. I mean, I saw her one time since that time that I basically turned her down. And I saw her from that time frame. I saw her one time about 5 months later, and that's when she told me she was moving to Georgia. So yeah, you guys got to be careful. Some of these women will try to proposition you so you can trick off on them. And see, here's the deal. A lot of times, a lot of women will they'll bust it open. They'll throw it on you hard, you know, and that's just to try to suck you in, you know, and probably a couple, maybe the next day or two, then they'll kind of they'll be wanting you to do something in return for just because they gave you a little taste of the jelly box. This has happened to me a couple times, man. You know, but those two times are the times that were like the first two times that stick out from the rest. You know, see, a lot of women think that what they got between their leg is platinum, gold. You know, like they, and that has a lot to do with a lot of guys putting them on a pedestal, and just American society putting women on a pedestal here. Because the I just don't agree with putting anybody on a pedestal by default, or just because you're a woman, or just because you're from a certain type of family. Or I just don't agree with that. I never have. I never put any woman on a pedestal or anybody on a pedestal unless they deserve it. Unless somebody told them that they were special, or you saved somebody's life, or you saved my life, or you made a difference, or you changed my life, or you influence millions of people, or something. But just show up and look pretty and say, hey, I'm a woman and you shouldn't respect me just because, or because of my nationality, or because I'm white, or no, it doesn't work like that with me. I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry. I can't. I just wasn't raised like that. I just wasn't raised like that, man. So you just got to be careful out here, man. A lot of women will let you test the waters, play in their jelly box, and then later on proposition you and think that you're obligated to do something for them later. And it just doesn't work like that. And it's been a lot of times, a few times, I've turned women down, because of that. Because I knew that, hey, if I go home with this chick, or if I take her home, I know where it's going. I know nothing's gonna come out of it positive. I know she's gonna have that attitude like I'm obligated to do something for her. I'm obligated to pay a bill, or buy something, or pick her up from work, or take her wherever she wants to go because her car broke down, or so I never got caught up in that. Sometimes you gotta be 3 to 5 steps ahead of the game. Sometimes you gotta be able to pick up on stuff like that. This is why you don't try to impress anybody. Don't put yourself out there like that. Because if 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get burned, because she's gonna leave you for another guy that's trying to do the same thing, but he's doing it better than you. So you don't want to get caught. You don't want to play that game. It's a loser. It's really a loser's game, really. It really is. Because you're not going to be in the same position riding high forever. You're gonna fall. Everyone has financial problems, regardless of how much money they make. Everyone has things that's going to happen to them in life, just in general. So you're not gonna be riding high on top. Everyone go through the droughting season. Everyone has droughts. Everyone has times where it's not a good season. It's not a good month. It's not a good quarter. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter if you're a millionaire. Doesn't matter if you're well off. Everyone has problems. That's just a part of life. This is why you have to find your purpose. Don't make a woman, like you know, like your I mean, your life shouldn't be surrounded by a woman. Your life should be bigger than that. A woman. And this is how I see it. If a woman's around you, your woman should be like icing on a cake. She should be like a commercial, a breath of fresh air. She should be able to add on to what you have going on. You know, when people look at her, they should think about you. They should see you in her, not the opposite. Not the opposite. A lot of people got it twisted. Because see, here's the deal: a lot of women don't get this. If the man wins, she wins. If the man wins, the family wins. Now, if the woman wins, she's gonna be attacked. And 9 times out of 10, she's not going to be able to sustain whatever she's accomplished because all good will be attacked. That's how it is. I don't know why it works that way, but all good will be attacked. And, I don't see a lot of women on the front lines out here. Women are good at doing what they're doing, and men are good at doing what they're doing. But a woman should not take on a man's role. It just doesn't work that way. That's why there's so much chaos out here. And taking on and being a man in society is not all about doing stuff. It's much bigger than that. Just like being a woman, it's not about showing up and looking pretty and doing stuff. It's much bigger than that. See, in this society, stuff is it's just a lot of confusion out here. This is why men and women don't really get along like they should in this society because people are very confused. They're trying to reinvent the wheel. They're trying to reinvent how family is supposed to be. They're trying to reinvent how relationships are supposed to be. They're coming out with these new laws and public policy. Uh, basically saying seducing a woman is wrong. That's you got to ask for permission 3-4 times. This is the new laws and public policy that's coming out down the pipeline. If you're with a woman, if things get all hot and down and dirty, you got to ask her 3 times. Do you want me to continue? Is it okay for me to kiss you? Is it okay for me to continue to kiss you? Is it okay if I take your shirt off? Is it okay for me to take your pants off? And then they come, I think, who is it? Nick Cannon, he's coming out with an app. He's coming out with an app basically saying, before y'all have two people have sex, y'all gotta click a button, I guess permission in the app. That way, I guess you can't say that the other person didn't have permission. You can't say it was foul play. And that's where it's going now. It's just ridiculous. So it's going to, the way it's going now, the United States of America is going to be like Asia. Like, we're going to be walking around here like robots. That's where it's going now. I mean, they're trying to manage everything. I mean, that's where it's going now. It's like you're going to be walking around like robots. Everything is going to be shallow and superficial and it's going to be micromanaged by apps and technology and websites now. That's where it's going. They're trying to take the emotions and spirituality and just being a human being. They're trying to take all of that out of the relationship. Everything is going to be micromanaged. It's going to be like uh, at one point, at some point, having a connection with the opposite sex, it's not going to matter. I mean, it's not going to matter. You know, that's where it's going now. It's just crazy, but hey, that's how somebody wants it to be. I don't know. You know, I don't know these people, but that's how they want things to be. But you know, but it's one of those things that taboo subjects that a lot of people don't like to talk. You ever notice? Speaking of taboo subjects, you ever notice the things that really need to be talked about are always taboo subject in this society? You ever notice that? You ever thought about why that is? Everything they say you shouldn't talk about: politics, religion, sex, how much money you make on your job. But those are the things you should talk about because those things are the most important. And, they say you shouldn't talk about making money either. Those things are the most important. But why do you think they don't want people to talk about it? You know, it doesn't, I mean, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And the people that do talk about it, those are the ones that usually are ahead of the common man and common woman. It's crazy. It's really crazy. That's why things are going the way it's going today because people are very uncomfortable talking about taboo subjects. It's like people are just drunk to Kool-Aid. They just like being comfortable because we live in a feel good society. Everything has to feel good. Everything has to sound good because we're so sensitive. And I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But who told you that everything's supposed to feel good anyway? Who told you the truth is supposed to feel good? Who told you that that everyone you come in contact with is supposed to make you feel comfortable all the time? Who said that? Everything is not pretty out here in this world. It's not. Most things are not pretty. It might be pretty in the movies. It might be pretty with some of these shows that you look at. But when you're out and about, it might even be pretty where you live at. But outside, if you I can almost guarantee if you drive 30 minutes from where you live at, probably less than that in some of these towns, it's not going to be pretty there in those other areas. But a lot of us we like to live in the box. We like to keep to ourselves. We like to stay in our own little world. Don't care about anybody else but yourself. Think that, you know, your way of thinking is the only way. And then you work your job, you go home, the weekend comes, you go to a restaurant, or you take a little trip every once in a while. You hang out with people that just don't like you. And then even if you have any friends, a lot of people, most people don't really have any friends. They just have people that just kind of tolerate them. Or they just hang out buddies or whatever. And most people do that for 20, 30, 40 years. Then they get old. Then they get divorced. Because the guy that they got married to don't like them no more because the woman has become so masculine and disrespectful, and in some cases the kids don't even like you. Now the guy, he doesn't want to sleep with you no more because maybe you're fat, overweight, you're not attractive as you used to look, you know. So it's just a mess out here with these relationships out here. It is. So it's not a pretty world the way they paint it to be on television or in the movies. It's not at all. Really, we live in a toxic environment. This is not the United States of America is not a nice environment. It's not a great country like people make it out to be. It didn't start off being a great country. It would start off on lies and deceit. So if in order for the in order for something to be I guess any environment to be not be toxic and be nice, you have to break it and start all over again. Just like a company. If you want a brand new company with a new culture, you have to start all over again from scratch. You can't take a company that's been in existence that's that have people in the company that are basically cancers, bloodsuckers, and go in there and try to revamp everything, try to rehash everything, and make it better if the same people are still in there. That's not going to work. Just like it's just like any environment. I mean, if you want a fresh relationship, if you want a positive, uplifting, empowering, supportive relationship with somebody, I mean, you got to let the old trash go. You got to let the cancers go. You got to let the people that, in most cases, are just incompetent go. We got to cut them off. You can't hold on to something that is just not working, or that you should let go. It's just crazy. People get caught up in their feelings all the time. You know, nobody cares about your feelings. It's just like you go to your job, they don't care about your feelings. You don't get paid at your job for them to care about how you feel all the time. See, a lot of people here in America, we're spoiled. We have this entitlement mentality. We think everyone's supposed to care about how we feel. They're supposed to make us feel comfortable. And we bring that same mentality into our personal relationships or in our personal lives, and we destroy our relationships with all this craziness, this sensitivity. Everyone's all sensitive. You can't say anything uh the really you can't really tell the truth to the most people today. Even if you know it's for their own good, you can't really say what you really want to say to most people. I mean, I don't hang around people that's like this, by the way. But most people I know, they want to say stuff that it might be their kids sometimes. The mom is like saying, "Oh, don't say it like that. You don't have to say it like that." Well, how are you supposed to say it? Everything is not supposed to sound good all the time. So hey, it's just we just live in a very different world today. Everything has to be all politically correct. Who who said that? It never was like that. Oh, brother. This is why I don't have a lot of friends. I have the same people that have been around for 20 years now. Same people I reach out, talk to, hang around, same people. I don't make new friends very often. What for? Most people are, you know, at best, mediocre anyway, average, kind of all over the place too. So, hey, at the end of the day, Don't try to impress anybody. If you want to impress anybody, look in the mirror. That's the person you should be trying to impress daily. So, hey, if you like what you heard, check me out on Instagram. Check out my books. Go get them. Love Can't Wait on Amazon. Check out my website, chooseyourrelationships.com, and share this video and subscribe to my channel if you like what you heard, and give me a thumbs up if you like it. Until next time, I'm out.